Hello everyone. Good morning all of you. Welcome to you all in today's third online session of chapter number 9. And the name of our chapter 9 is Halls and Quarters. In our previous session we studied some stories that given in your textbook with the activity. Now based on that activity, now today we are going to see the first introduction of fraction. What is the fraction? That we have to see in the introduction. Then after we have to see the parts of the fraction. And then in the last we have to study how to read a fraction. So let us begin with our first topic. Do you know what is fraction? Let us see. What is fraction? Fraction represent the equal parts of a whole. Now see what is the fraction. If you want to write down any number in the fraction, then the one condition is that you have to write down the equal parts of a whole, or you can say you have to write down the equal parts of any of the thing. See here in this picture, you can see here, this is one whole figure. Okay. Now in second figure, you just see this whole figure, this full figure divided into two equal parts. Now in third figure, you can see this whole figure divided into three equal parts. And you see in this all, the part of this whole circle is same. Now in fourth figure, you see there are four equal parts of a one circle. First part, second part, third part or fourth part. So one condition for the fraction is that in a fraction you have to do the equal parts of any of the thing. It is not necessary that there are only two equal parts, there are three equal parts, there are four equal parts. There are many, infinite number of equal parts. When we divide a whole into equal parts, then each part is known as the fraction. So see here in this picture, here we are just divide this whole circle into five equal parts. First part, second part, third part, fourth part and fifth part. These all part are equal part. So this one part is known as the fraction. So now you understand what is the fraction? This is only in the figure. Now let us see in our daily life where we are using the fraction. So we see some real life of example of the fraction. See here, this is the picture of pizza. In this, we divide this pizza into how many parts? We divide this pizza into six equal parts. First, second, third, fourth, fifth and sixth. So this one portion is known as the fraction. But one condition is that, for that which is the condition, that all parts should be same. If the all parts are same, then that is known as the fraction. So real example of the fraction that we use in our real life, that we use in our present life, that is the pizza. Now you see here the orange, any of the fruit you can say that if They divide into equal parts. Then each part, one part is known as the fraction. Then the third example, that is of watermelon. You can see here one whole watermelon divided into four equal parts. So these are the real life of example of fraction. Now let us see the different parts of a fraction. What are the different parts of a fraction? See here. When writing a fraction, there are mainly two parts. When we are write down anything in a fraction, how many parts are there? There are two main parts, and that two main parts are the numerator and the denominator. Now what is the numerator? What is the denominator? Let us see. The numerator is how many parts you have. You have means what you share or you get, that you have to write down in the numerator. And in the denominator is how many parts the whole was divided into. Means in denominator what we have to write down? In the denominator we have to write down the total parts of a one thing. And out of that four total parts, we are getting some of the part, we are getting some of the portion that we have to write down in the numerator. Now, when we write down the fraction with the help of numerator and denominator, where we have to write down the numerator and where we have to write down the denominator, let us see. The fractions are written with the numerator over the denominator. Means in the fraction we have to write down first numerator, and below that numerator we have to write down the denominator. And to divide, to write the separate numerator and denominator, we are doing one line. So we can say that numerator over the denominator and a line between them. That line is known as the fraction bar. So see here, when we have to write down the fraction, first we have to write down the numerator, and second we have to write down the denominator. And to write, to divide, to separate this numerator and denominator, we are just doing one line. So this line is known as the fraction bar. Now again, in denominator, what we have to write down? In a denominator, we have to write down the total parts of any of the figure. Now, in the numerator, what we have to write down? Out of this total parts of the denominator, how many parts we are getting, how many parts we have, that we have to write down in the numerator. Let us see. How to read a fraction? That we know already, and we studied that a fraction has two parts. The one is numerator and second one is denominator. Now if we want to read a fraction, then how we can read the fraction? When we read or talk about the fraction, we use the special number. That special number is known as ordinal numbers. Now what is the ordinal numbers? That we already studied in our first and second standard. If you are first, second, third, then after fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, tenth. These all are known as the ordinal numbers. If you don't know what is the ordinal number, then number 4 onwards you have to write down the spelling of 4 and then you have to put th. It becomes the ordinal number. So see here, if we are write down 1 upon 2, then it is known as 1 half. So this half represent 2 and this 1 represent 1. So first when you read or when you write a fraction, first you have to write down the number which written in the numerator. So in the numerator, which is the number? 1 is that. So just write down 1. After that, the number which written in the denominator, that you have to write down. So in a denominator, what is the number? Number 2. So number 2 is known as half. So whenever there is number 2 in the denominator, we have to use the word half. Your second example is that there is a 1 upon 12. So which number in the numerator? Number 1. So just write down 1. And then in the denominator, what is the number is there? Here it is 12. So just write down the spelling of 12 and then just put th. So it becomes ordinary number. So 1 upon 12 is known as 1/12. What is the number name of the fraction? 1 upon 3. So 1/3. That is known as 1 upon 3. 1 upon 4. That is known as 1/4. Or you can say, if any of the figure divided into 4 equal parts, then that 4 is known as quarter. So for 2, you are using half. So for the number 4, what you have to use? You have to use a quarter. Whenever there is a number 4 in the denominator, you have to use word quarter. Quarter means what? The 4 equal parts. So for number 2, you have to use word half, and for number 4, you have to use word quarter. If there is a 1 upon 10, then we have to read like this, 1/10. These are the examples of how to read a fraction. Now let us see. If the fraction is given to you, then how to read or shaded a fraction in the figure. So see here, first write or read a number of the shaded part in the numerator. And as you know already, the numerator shows always shaded part. And then second, we have to write or read a total number of equal parts in the denominator. So see here, here I am giving one circle to you. Now, this whole circle divided into how many parts? This circle divided into two equal parts. Out of these two equal parts, in how many part we are doing the color? We are just shaded the part in a one part. So we have to write down 1 in the numerator and 2 in the denominator. Why we are write down 1 in the numerator? Because in a one part we are just shade. We are just doing the shaded. That's why we have to write down 1 in the numerator. And why we write down 2 in the denominator? Because we are just doing the two equal parts of this circle. See the another one. Now you can see in this circle, in how many part we are doing the shade in a two parts. So we have to write down 2 in the numerator. And how many equal parts of this circle? There are 4 equal parts in this circle. So 4 we have to write down in the denominator. So what is the answer of this figure? The answer of this figure is 2/4, or we can say 2/4. If we are shaded the third part of this figure, if we are just doing the color in this third part of this figure, then what is the number name of this fraction? That is, the number name for this fraction is 3/4, or we can say that 3/4. Second, if I am giving 3/6 to you, then how you can draw and how you can shade of a circle? So see here, you have to draw first one circle. Then after in that circle, how many parts, total parts you have to do? You have to do 6 equal parts of this circle. And out of these 6 equal parts, in a 3 part, you have to shade with the color. So see here in this figure, how many total parts are there? We are just doing the total part. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. The total part is 6. Out of this total part, in a 3 part, we are just doing the colors. So see here, the first part, second part, and here you can see the third part. In a 3 part, we are just doing the circle. See, another one. 4/8. Now the same. You have to do the 8 equal parts in a circle, and out of these 8 equal parts, in how many parts you have to do the colors? How many parts you have to do the shade? In a 4 part you have to do the shade. So see here, you can see how many equal parts of this circle? There are 8 equal parts of this circle, and out of these 8, in how many part we are doing the colors? In a 4 part we are just doing the color. 1, 2, 3 and 4. Thank you. I hope you like my work and you understand these all things very easily, and your concept will be clear. Thank you.